now to Beacon Hill, where this year's election turnout exceeded expectations. 22 News State House reporter Ellen Fleming breaks down the voter trends.
This was the first general election held under the Votes Act, which expanded mail-in and early voting options. But voting in person was the most popular approach. Total turnout for the election exceeded Secretary Bill Galvin's estimates. He had predicted around 2.2 million voters would turn out for this year's general election. That prediction was shy by about 300,000 voters. More than 1.38 million ballots were cast in person on November 8th, or about 55% of all votes. Around 37% of ballots were submitted by mail, and only 7.5% were cast during early voting hours. Several Western Massachusetts towns saw some of the highest overall voter turnout rates. Mount Washington saw the highest percentage of voter turnout at about 75%. Following the third smallest town in Massachusetts, the Western Massachusetts towns in the top 10 were Alford, Conway, West Hampton, Whately, and Pelham. There weren't many major conclusions drawn when it came to trends found amongst voters and demographics like race, age, or income. However, Secretary of State Bill Galvin said there were trends among cities and towns.
Not just Western Mass, but even the whole state. Higher percentages in towns. And very dramatically higher in some of the Western Mass towns. Some of them were 60, 70% in some cases. I think that the cities had a significant action in the primaries where there were contested races, very few challenges in the general election, and I think that contributed to the poorer turnout in the cities.
When it comes to overall voter turnout, Springfield was second to last with a turnout of just 24.9%. Holyoke was not far behind at just 34.4%. This midterm election was the first one where early voting and mail-in voting options were made available on a permanent, non-emergency basis. Working for you at the State House in Boston, Ellen Fleming, 22 News.